Hey, what's going on, people? Your boy Mad Mike coming at you guys with yet another Atlanta Falcons video, and your boy Bomani Jones is just making himself look like one of the dumbest people in the United States. We're talking about the dumbest people who have jobs in high places. I understand. I understand that you have to get clicks. I understand that you have to cause controversy, but at the very least, be intelligent with your comments. Now, this is just one of the dumbest things that I've ever seen from a guy with such, I guess you would say, respect. A guy with a level of, just expectations working for a company like ESPN. Or do you guys respect anyone from ESPN? Are these guys really are as intelligent? Or are they just there to basically cause a stir? And this is what it is. You think Matt Ryan was one of the best 5 quarterbacks in the league in 2012? Keep in mind, he was outplayed that year in his own house in the NFC Championship game by a guy who was in his 9th career start, and the Falcons blew. The Falcons blew a 21-3 lead. Are you sure you want to claim 2012? And this is just incredible. Talking about Matt Caroli, you can check him out on Twitter, man. He's a Falcons expert. He goes in depth with stats. He's a pretty good guy. So when you look at this, man, it's just sad. It's just sad to a point where fans and analysts go to a level, an extent to make Matt Ryan look like he's one of the most overrated quarterbacks of all time. And I've said it several times. How many times are you guys going to look stupid? When you look at stats, this is what pisses me off. People say all of the times that stats mean absolutely nothing. That stats are overrated. Now, how can this possibly be when you have one of the greatest players of all time in Peyton Manning? No one says without a doubt that Peyton Manning putting up the numbers that he put up, that he's one of the most overrated quarterbacks. Nobody says that Peyton Manning is overrated. No one says that Peyton Manning is not a Hall of Famer. Even when he was, losing to the Patriots and losing to this team in the playoffs, and they couldn't get over the hump, and he couldn't get to the championship, no one dare utter the words that come out of their mouth that say he's not a Hall of Famer. But how in the hell does this finally? How does Matt Ryan get the brunt of this? That they say that Matt Ryan isn't a Hall of Famer because he did not close a game out. We're talking about Matt Ryan. All right, let's analyze his statement that he was that Matt Ryan was outplayed by Colin Kaepernick. We're talking about a guy that was 30 for 42, 396 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Colin Kaepernick, 16 for 21, 233 yards, 1 touchdown. Bro, how is this being outplayed by a guy who was relatively new? How is this outplayed? I don't know what you mean by outplayed, but outplayed does not mean in any way a total team effort. Just because you got the win doesn't mean you outplayed your opponent. All right? The guy put up numbers against one of the best defense that year. That 49ers defense was absolutely incredible. And not only does the Matt Ryan play well against top defenses, you can go back to the same year that they played the Baltimore Ravens. That same year, Matt Ryan handled that Baltimore Ravens defense, and they would have went to the championship. They would have beaten the Baltimore Ravens. And they put up 400 yards. They put up 400 yards against the second, if not the best defense that year in the 49ers. Yet, he was outplayed by Colin Kaepernick. This is just such a bad look. This is absolutely terrible. This is absolutely terrible opinions, terrible look for you. How are you on ESPN and you're putting out stupidity like this? It came down to, can the Atlanta Falcons defense get a stop? The 49ers defense was one of the best defenses that year, and Matt Ryan still put up 400 on them. They put up 400 yards. 400 plus yards on one of the best defenses up. How many times has Matt Ryan put up and beaten some of the best defenses? Go back to the Seattle days. Matt Ryan was the first quarterback to beat the Legion of Boom in their heyday. Matt Ryan did this. And not only, like I said, not only has he done this, he's beaten some of the best defenses. They're talking about the 49ers at the time. In 2012, the 49ers, Navarro Bowman and all those guys were an elite defense, and Matt Ryan still put up 400. And yet we're talking about this guy's just overrated. He's not worthy. It's like, at some point, man, it gets to the point. It's gotten to the point where it's just simple as this. Guys don't like him. They make excuses for guys like Tom Brady. Tom Brady is one of the most overrated quarterbacks of all time. Why? I say this. Not because he isn't a great quarterback. He's a terrific quarterback. But he gets way too much credit for what the team does. Adam Vinatieri misses that field goal, they don't win a championship. Malcolm Butler doesn't get that. If he doesn't get that interception, Seattle wins that championship. If they don't get a stop, guess what? Tom Brady loses at least 2 other Super Bowls. Tom Brady lost a Super Bowl against the Philadelphia Eagles because he could not get the job done. The offensive line let him down. The Philadelphia Eagles, that team right there in itself, that team and that Super Bowl against the Philadelphia Eagles is everything that what Matt Ryan was and Matt Ryan's career has been. Putting up 40 points. Tom Brady put up 30, 40 points against that Philadelphia Eagles team, and it still wasn't enough. It still wasn't enough. But do we go back and pay any attention to that? Do we pay any attention to the fact that Tom Brady could not outscore the Philadelphia Eagles? Do we say anything about that? No, we don't. We give him another excuse. We forget about that. We totally forget about those types of issues. But as it pertains to Matt Ryan, anytime the defense can't get the job done, cannot stop. He mentioned that the Falcons had a 21-3 lead. And they end up losing it. If an offense gives you a lead, that means your defense has to keep the lead. There are 3 aspects of the team. 3 aspects of a team that gets a win. I like to say 4. Even coaching is huge. But the defense has to play. The defense has to get a stop. Just like the Patriots did, Malcolm Butler got a stop in the Super Bowl to win them the game. Just like the Philadelphia Eagles got a stop in the Super Bowl. A sack on Tom Brady to win the Super Bowl. The Falcons defense could not get a stop in the entire second half of the game. How is that Matt Ryan's fault? So much hypocrisy when it comes down to Matt Ryan, and it's getting to a point where it's absolutely sad. To say that this guy isn't a Hall of Famer is just absolutely ridiculous. It's stupid. It's dumb. the hypocrisy of this league and with these analysts, especially at ESPN, especially the idiots like Colin Kaepernick. It's just absolutely ridiculous. It really is to the point where you guys, it doesn't matter what he does, it will always be an asterisk by his name because of 28-3. The defense could not get a single stop. They could not stop the Patriots in the second half. These guys scored, 27 unanswered points? Falcons defense couldn't get a stop. Yet that's Matt Ryan's fault. And like I said, Tom Brady has benefited from not only 4 cheating scandals. Okay? 4 cheating scandals. Oh, we forget about that. That doesn't count. Why it doesn't count? Oh, it doesn't count because they won. They got championships. It's all cool when you win. It's all cheating is good when you win, but when you cheat and you lose, oh, it's bad. It's all good when you cheat and win, but it's when you cheat and lose, it's terrible. It's absolute. It's like I say, it's to the point where it's nothing that Matt Ryan can do outside of winning championships to shut these motherfuckers up. You are sad. Bomani Jones, you claim to be an Atlanta Falcons fan. You were never an Atlanta Falcons fan. You're a Michael Vick D-Rider. You're a Michael Vick D-Rider. Simple as that. And I am absolutely disgusted by someone with the necessary tools to do proper research come up with some of the dumbest arguments I have ever seen from a guy with such credentials. Let me know what you guys think about this, man. This whole Bomani Jones, Matt Ryan isn't a Hall of Famer issue. Is Matt Ryan a Hall of Famer? Leave your comments below. Your boy, man, Mike is out, man. Peace.